Hey, everybody.
Where's Saxton's Distillery?
Welcome to Whiskey at Work. Rob is currently reading the T-shirt that I'm wearing right now. Look at the back. Look at it's got a clever saying on the back. You ready?
This is back at the from our river to your liver. Perfect. Did you bring any of that back when you were out there?
No, because it wasn't very good. Oh. I just got the shirt. It was in Brattleboro, Vermont. Brattleboro, Vermont. They had when I remember when we were there, they had just like discontinued making
their only
some.
Good whiskey.
Yeah, really, that's what it was. And they had a special 4 or 6 year bottle of it, and
it's kind of like let everybody vote on the logo, and always pick the dumbest one.
And then they just went back to like making gins and vodkas and stuff, and they didn't go to the whiskey, and that was a real bummer. Because I remember having
it's cheaper.
Well, it is, but you know, if you're going to be a cool little craft distillery and you had a good bourbon that people liked,
well, maybe they're good at being a gin distillery.
Maybe
Cute
I don't
little
know.
Craft gin place.
I just liked from the river to your liver. I thought that was cute, so that's why I bought the shirt.
Can you trust rivers in New England?
In Vermont? Oh, of course.
Probably
you got the beautiful, the forests and the mountains, and is there mountains in Vermont? How far up does the Appalachian Mountains go? They only go up. Well, I think they go all the way to Maine, don't they?
I don't know.
We're not history people. How are you doing,
That's
Rob?
a geography thing.
You look like
you
look like you've had a long day today. Have you had a long day today? You're certainly dressed nice. What's the occasion?
I had to make up for my lack of nice, warm, comfortable shower because my water heater quit sometime in the middle of the night.
So when your water heater doesn't work, you need to still feel pretty in the morning. So you put on.
No, I showered. It was just not as relaxing. And then,
see.
So my wife bought all these clothes because we had family pictures this last weekend. And so there's about 5 or 6 different shirts. And
I swear to God, if you start coming to the office all professional, and I'm going to lose my mind.
This is about as professional as I like to get.
Because this is as professional as I get.
I know. You should,
jeans and a T-shirt.
You should try to be a little
Why?
better. Well, I don't want to be suit and tie guy or even Scott Ryman, but you know, he's a pretty snazzy dresser. But we're on different. We're in different tax breaks.
Very different pay grades.
I don't have $200 to spend on a pair of shoes every time I get an inkling, you know.
I don't either. I bought a pair of shoes from Temu the other day. They were $7. They were one of the most. They're going to be perfect. They're just perfect for traveling because they're like slip-ons, and they're the most comfortable shoe. And I'm thinking, why do we spend all of this money when you've got? I don't know. I suppose it's really sad labor that puts all these things together, right? But boy, they're nice. That's like $7 for those things. We haven't talked about whiskey 1 second.
That's the Saxton's Distillery in Brattleboro, Vermont.
We're like 4 minutes into this thing.
I'm keeping you on point here.
Okay.
You're the one that started commenting on my wardrobe.
Well, I know, because
it does feel nice because there's been about half a dozen people. I must look like shit most of the
time. So. Well, usually we only see you when you're going up to do the the stuff with Pioneer Bank and things, the fancy clients. You get all dolled up for that.
I get a little dressier for most of that. I'm with you on the normal day-to-day. I'm more...
You're pretty much...
shirt, but I'm jeans most of the time. I don't try not to wear T-shirts to work very often unless I know I'm going to be down in the core putting banners together.
I picked this business to make my career out of because I knew I would never have to put on a suit and tie. That's the whole reason why I chose this. And I made the right decision in so many ways, especially when it comes to this.
Massage therapist.
I don't know. They still kind of have uniforms though, right?
Yeah, but check out the view. Not all the time.
Okay, right.
Sometimes,
most of the times, it's not going to be the view. All right. Okay.
You ever see the little TikTok video where the guy is massaging this voluptuous gal and smacking her on the backside, and then zooms back out to the kid that's watching. He goes, "Well, they didn't have that at career day."
I didn't see that one.
Yeah, it's a good one.
They did not.
Where was this guy on career day?
Today's whiskey is. I had it turned the other way. There it is. And it pointed. Now we're going to try to do audio podcasts every other week, video podcasts every other week. But I'm still going to film the audio podcasts we do to still put these up for I don't know what reason. Why not? Right?
Well,
I might as well.
We have apparently a very tall iPhone camera stand.
I have the bottle facing away from me, but this is called Rocktown, and it was
now it makes sense,
right? And
I am slow today.
That's why. That's why I was facing that way. It's facing the camera.
Yeah, see, that makes sense now.
So one of the women we work with, Jacqueline, her mom makes frequent trips down to that part of the country, and she said, "Hey, if my mom
did you tell them
find
what part
something,
of the country?
It's Arkansas."
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't hear you say
yep,
that.
Arkansas, Little Rock to be specific, is where this comes from.
Called Little Rock.
There is a song. Colin Ray sang that song. If you're a country fan, 90s country. So she brought this back, and she wouldn't take any money for it. She just said, my mom likes listening to you guys, and she wanted to give you this bottle of whiskey.
Well,
so Jacqueline's mom.
Nice. Jacqueline's mom.
I should have got your name. I should have asked Jacqueline.
Thanks for all the eggs, too. That's awful sweet.
Oh, she does that, too?
Yeah.
Well, Dean's our other egg producer here. It's weird watching him sit on those
eggs.
Okay. So, all right.
I don't know why that was funny. Doesn't everybody like fresh eggs?
I guess. I want to get into the Rocktown here shortly.
Oh my God!
But I know you want to drink it so bad, but I don't want you to.
I'm gonna anyway.
I don't know why I found this so fascinating. Because I thought there would be. This was total clickbait for me, and then I fell into it, and I got mad. The headline was something like, "Why does Blanton's have the horse tops on their whiskey?"
Because they needed a gimmick,
more or less. And then it was like, "Well, what do the horses mean?" And I'm thinking,
this one I actually knew.
Maybe there is some kind of cool, whatever. It's distilled in Kentucky. Son of a bitch! It just has it's the Kentucky Derby. That's why the horses are on
the 8 different poses of the statues on the bottles are theoretically the 8 different positions that the horses will be from beginning to end in a race.
Okay, so why is there anything? Can you think of anything comparable in the whiskey world collection wise that's unique like this? I couldn't really, I'm not talking about the whiskey itself. I'm talking about the gimmick
the
of
collectability of.
Is there anything similar to that?
Yeah. What is the one that we had that had the key on it?
Oh,
there's 4 or 5 different keys with letters or something on them too.
I did forget about that one.
That one.
Obviously, that didn't quite take off as good as the Blantons did, though.
No, not yet. Anyway,
so
Blantons had a head start, I think. But
I'm just
there are little things like that. I think
there's a name for these enthusiasts. Where did I see that?
Collectors?
No. Oh, the group that's on. There's a Reddit community that's devoted to this, and they're called the Horsey Toppers.
That sounds like something that's going to be on Real Sex on HBO in 1987.
If I like that. What do
they call them people? The people that dress up as animals and
furries.
Furries?
Yep, furries.
There was a special like that where they're whipping the.
It's absolutely special. Yes, 100%.
I don't know. I was a teenage boy. I thought it was fairly interesting at the time.
This is pretty recent. I think it only started in 1999.
It's 25 years ago.
A collector's set of 8 different stoppers was made and released, and then they had a different pose meant to capture a horse race from start to finish, and marked with a single letter.
And one with an apostrophe.
Right. That's the maybe some people don't know that, but there are 2 N's in the word Blantons, of course. So how do you differentiate that you have?
You put the Blantons apostrophe.
Right.
And apostrophe instead
and apostrophe. Yes, correct. They're engraved on the lower left side of each stopper.
And damn near impossible to read when you're my age.
It is kind of hard to see that. You tried to show me the N or the apostrophe on the one, and I couldn't see it either.
Zoom in on my phone.
Fans claim the company releases different amounts of each letter. Buffalo Trace says we absolutely don't do that. We make the same exact number of each letter.
It's not like trying to spell Pepsi on the Pepsi tabs back in the early 80s.
Exactly. Now, it gets harder and harder each year to find these because of the boom of bourbon, right?
Yeah.
I was really surprised to find out if you want to get them,
you can just buy them.
You can just buy them. I didn't know that was a thing. You can go to Blanton's, the website, and you can get all 8 for $68.
Just buy the toppers for the price of a bottle.
Yeah, much less than the price of a bottle in a lot of instrances.
About 65.
Oh, is that what they are?
$bucks.
Okay.
$60. depending on where you're at.
So there you go. I thought maybe I'm going to do that. But you have all of them now,
That
right?
means I've spent $480 on.
And you could have spent $68.
Yeah, but I wouldn't get to drink the whiskey that way.
You have 2 full bottles left.
Yep.
Are you obviously you're going to drink them because you have an idea for the toppers,
there's
don't you?
no sense
The horsey toppers. You have an idea.
I do have an idea. I don't know if it's feasible. Justin claims that I won't be able to do it.
I don't know.
I don't know if I've got the skills to prove him wrong, I guess, but I'm going to give her a shot.
You were just going to take like a stave from a barrel and kind of mount them on there to make it look like they were.
So when Blanton's, if you send your toppers in, they'll mount them for you, but they put them on a stave where it's rounded on the top, right? So it looks like they're going up and down a hill. Well, I want to put it into the side of the stave so that if I put the stave on the wall, it kind of comes out from the wall 3D.
Yeah.
And it looks like they're actually running around the track.
I think that's a great idea. And I think my idea to do it is perfect, but you just kind of blew me off.
Well,
but whatever.
Because I want to hide the...
You want to hide
the
cork.
The cork a little.
I don't know. The cork's iconic. It's part of it, man. I think you got to have the cork show.
Well, that's why I think if I can get the hole drilled properly into the stave, the cork will show on the front and the back.
Look, if any of you guys do woodworking and you got a much easier, better solution, please let Rob know.
Yeah, that might be nice.
Because I think he's going to need it for this whole endeavor.
I don't know. My neighbor's got an ultimate set of tools.
I think it's a good idea. All right.
I bet I can do it.
That's really the only interesting little take I found over the past week about whiskey and bourbon. There isn't a lot of earth-shattering news that's coming out about it right now. So
it's kind of in that dead zone of allocated stuff. And
right.
There's a lot of award stuff still.
Tons of award stuff going on. It got to a point where
let's make one list.
Right.
Everybody else shut up.
That's a very fair point because there are so many of these individual lists now that it's hard to keep track of
unless of course we can get everybody to send us samples of all of their bottles and that we can try.
We would be very happy to.
Then we could make up the whiskey at work list.
Our rating system is
swallowable.
Yep.
Everybody gets a double gold swallowable. Or no.
I've watched that a couple times when the wife's been on vacation. Anyway, sorry. That was our little podcast isn't blue, but you set that one up really good. Okay. Let's talk about Rocktown. Robbie, I'll let you recover.
I got a picture of you.
I might have to cut that out. That might not make it into the
underwear.
Make it into the final. Well, you don't have to. You just leave it there. You don't extrapolate further.
Yeah. Now it's
okay.
Now it's forever
just,
ingrained.
You quit it now.
It's
okay. Let's go back to.
I'm gonna wake up in night sweats.
Stop it. Let's go to Rocktown. Oh, this is just how it's going to devolve right now. Okay.
Oh, my.
This did come from Arkansas, a distillery in Little Rock. Rocktown Distillery. Never heard of it, of course.
No.
Had no idea. This wasn't even on a radar.
This is good.
It's not their initial bourbon. This is called
the entry level.
This is called the Arkansas Golden Promise Straight Bourbon Whiskey. So I'm thinking Golden Promise, all right, that has to have something to do with the color. It has to have something to do with blah, 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 whatever. Then, come to find out, maybe some of you know this, maybe some of you don't. Golden Promise is a spring barley exclusive to the UK. That's what made this kind of interesting when you came in and said, hey, let's do some sort of 4th of July podcast. And I said, well, we've got a bottle of whiskey with UK barley that is made right here in the good old US of A. So you've got the British, although this
Kentucky bourbon and British barley.
Well, it's the UK. It's mainly from Scotland. That's where a lot of this is from.
Yeah, they're
they're not all the same. Anyway,
the United Kingdom, British Isle, it's all the same.
This the Golden Promise barley has only been around since the 1960s, I believe, and it was the first to be protected under the UK 64 Plant Varieties and Seed Act. So it's got kind of a pedigree to it, honestly.
You know how they say bourbon gives you the Kentucky hug?
Yeah.
That seems different if it's an Arkansas hug. Don't it?
It's not a hug you want.
Well,
You don't really
it's
want
like hug your sister.
Okay, stop it now.
I'm sure all of the people
All
at
of the
Rocktown
all of the
Distilling
zero
are
listeners
super
that we have
nice
in Arkansas.
Yeah, I know. If
No.
you haven't met me, I kind of joke. It wasn't really meant as an insult to
Totally
anybody
was
in
not.
Arkansas, except Mitchell.
This barley was created by exposing it to gamma radiation, which is a little.
Is that how they made Spider-Man?
I don't know. Bit by a spider. Well, the spider was gamma.
He was
The
created,
spider was yeah. So yeah, this is a.
Maybe we're gonna turn into Spider-Man.
You're drinking a little radiation in this one, apparently.
This is yummy.
I haven't tried it yet. I'm still trying to get to the story. If you'd let me finish this
Well,
whole
I know,
thing
but
here.
you were doing all the talking. I had to find something to do.
I get it. The proof is 92. The mash bill is 82% corn, 9% of this Golden Promise malt from the barley, and then 9% just malted barley, double distilled, by the way.
So does that mean it's 18% malt and malted barley?
Well, there has to be regular barley. I'm assuming it's Arkansas barley from the United States, and then this 9% malted barley.
Golden.
Yeah. Yep. So we got into. I think your question to me was, I'm not really sure how the whole malting thing works.
Well,
correct?
I've read it 100 times, and then I don't drink a lot of single malt, so then I don't care.
Well, but all whiskey
My brain
has.
is full.
Doesn't all whiskey?
gotta
It's got
lose
barley
some
in
of
it, right? It's got to be made with that.
Well, not all, but,
No, but-
a lot of it.
Yeah, a lot of it does. And if you're not familiar, we went to the internet and said, explain it to us like we're 5 years old. And it did a pretty good job with it, honestly. So you take the barley, you soak it in water, 2 to 3 days. That helps the grains to absorb and sprout. And then you
germinates,
Yep.
right?
Then you spread it all out. There are some places that still use a malting floor where they spread it all out onto the floor of their distillery. A lot of places in Scotland, I don't think many do it here. They're left to germinate. They start to sprout, and they produce the enzymes that break down into the sugars that you need. And then you throw it all into a kiln and dry it out. And that's the process of turning barley into malt.
In your little fifth grade explanation here, why?
Why what?
Well, if it's
To get the sugar.
Sometimes you use the barley itself,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then sometimes you malt it. The malting is what helps you get the sugar.
Yes. Yep.
Was I not paying attention while
Yes,
you were
you
talking?
weren't. You totally weren't because you were looking. Rob sometimes will wistfully just look out the window that's behind him. as we're
There was
doing
a
this.
bloody monsoon here a minute ago, and now it's not raining at all. I was just trying to see if it was still raining.
All right, I just took my first taste, but I gotta open that up a little bit.
Well,
Boy, even that first one
is this? How old is this? 5-6 years?
This is it's a straight, so it's at least 2, 37 months. So this is a little over 3
it's
years
only
and some.
3.
Yeah,
If it's less than 4, it has to have the age date.
Correct.
On it, right?
Correct.
This is nice for a 3-year-old.
it's the smell of it.
Speaking of, never mind.
Okay, there's a lot of sweetness in here, and I think you're getting that from that barley for sure.
Well, I
that
think
malt.
you're from 82% corn.
Yeah, but I'm see even with that 82% corn, this to me is with 18% malt in it still feels malt forward. It's thick, it's oily. I just love that's my favorite thing. That
Arkansas.
no, I love that oily coating that you get from some of these single malts, which this is not a single malt. But oh boy, this is.
The color on it is amazing for being that young. It's super dark.
92 proof. Oh man, I'm really surprised by this one.
And you haven't dumped water in it yet.
I haven't at all.
This is nice.
I don't think it needs it at all.
We should send Jacqueline's mom back to Arkansas.
Yes, we should. And see if she can get some of the other lines.
This one might not last long.
I would
here.
like to try their they have normal 4-year bourbons from their distillery.
Yeah, this is one of their flavor. What does it say on the label? Flavor.
You're going to make me put my glasses on for this?
Yeah, well,
God.
probably. Well, you can reach it.
Put them on crooked here too. Flavor
series.
grain series.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was going to get there eventually.
I do. I really enjoy this. This is it's full from start to finish. It's so I don't want to use the word bright because it's a very bold brightness. How about that? How do you like that
golden
one?
brightness.
Yeah, is what. But again, that color in there
is amazing.
Just beautiful for 37 months. But I'm assuming this is pretty easy to find because I believe she just walked into any liquor store down there and they had different versions. And this distillery might be kind of a cool place to go if you get the opportunity. I wouldn't mind checking it out at all.
Yeah, you have to get to Arkansas.
I know.
It's not exactly.
Gotta go to Arkansas.
It's not exactly your commute distance from here.
How far away is Kansas City from here? You've been there, haven't you, for soccer?
Yeah, a couple of times.
Okay.
I don't know, 11 maybe.
So we're talking a good.
Is that right? 10.
I suppose I could make some really good podcast audio here by typing in Rapid City to Little Rock, Arkansas. Let's see, Rob. That's going to take us exactly. I don't want flights. 16 hours and 21 minutes. That's not bad.
That's a 2-day deal.
Oh, you can do it in a day. You get up
You
at
could.
6. You get up at 6. You're there by 11.
Ooh.
That's not bad.
You lose an hour. Yeah, you're probably
Yeah,
right.
I think we could do it. God, it's so close to Mississippi, though.
Well, you can stop in Missouri and get some of that Harper.
Oh boy, yeah, the IW.
No,
Is that not the one?
What was the Dan? What is the one that Bruner's got? Oh, Holiday.
Oh yeah. Oh boy, that was really good.
Yeah, I need to get a bottle of that yet.
Yeah,
I haven't
okay.
bought any bourbon in a while,
Well, I would
except for that Journeyman stuff.
if you find yourself in and around the Arkansas area, especially Little Rock. You know, I don't know what their distillery is like, but if it's half as good as this bottle of Golden Promise that we had, be a pretty fun place to visit, I think. So, I like it. Swallowable, Rob.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, very good.
Not while your wife's on vacation, but
And that's where I have to end it because I can't continue to let him go. So
you're
that's
the one
that's
said
where
it.
we're going to be done. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for listening.
God.